Right, we've near on done upstairs, which has been a nightmare for me because there've been high ceilings, the rubbing down, I don't even want to go there. I go to sleep and I think about rubbing down. You know when you do something so long, all day, you close your eyes and you're still doing it. That's what happened with me. So we're in the process of prepping this room now. It's a really lovely front room, really big. Behind the camera is where the media wall's going to be going, guys. So if you want to see how that turns out, don't forget to like and subscribe. But so far, what we've done, we've prepped this floor. I've gone round with one of these. Again, if ever you want a good scraper, guys, like screw fix, it's a Hilka, H-I-L-K-A, probably about £30. And this is a tool, I tell you. Saves your back, and you just walk around, and we de-nibbed all the floor. Like, well, obviously I did a bit of plastering behind me, tiny little bit of plaster on the floor, and yeah, so we've just gone around and completely de-nibbed the floor where the skirting's going. And then I'm going to be putting in these, I think they're 3mm or 2mm packers, blue. I've explained why, guys, because if you look here, right where the old skirting was, there's a transition, and it's like we've got it down as good as we can get it, and because it's not plastered, if you go like hell for leather at this, like you'll end up going through to the plasterboard, and it's just not the way to do it, really. You just got to like be really careful and stay away from the plasterboard. So that's what we're doing. Like, we've got it down to something that we're happy with. There's a slight little lip here, but when we stick these packers down, it's going to raise this 4-inch skirting, because that's what was originally here. It's going to raise it just above that line, and it's going to just save us so much like hassle. Like, so it's just going to go above it, and we can caulk it and fill it, and it should come out all right. So we've got our station, like we've set ourselves up outside. It's a lovely day, and we're going to do as much as we can like to this half of this room, because all the wood's coming for the media centre, and we need to like pile it all down this end. So we're just trying to organise ourselves and try and work smart. But you know, there's nothing worse than putting something and it's in your way, and you end up moving it 3 times, don't you? So anyway, stick with us and see how we get on, guys, because we've just measured this length here. We don't need to cope this length in. We're going to be coping in this length into that corner, and then coping in this length into this corner. Now what they say, guys, is like when you're doing your coping, you shouldn't put a coping in this corner going into there, because when you walk into the room, you'll see the coping if it's bad, like you'll see like your cut. But if you do it on this wall, like the skirting's going this way, the cut's going to be here, so you'd have to walk right into the room, turn around and look, and then you'd see the cut if it was bad. It's not going to be bad. We've done loads of these and we've got quite good at it now. But this corner, it doesn't really matter, guys. When you walk in, you're going to see it both ways. Like, you'll see it long ways and this way, so it doesn't really matter. But just bear in mind what I just said. Like, when you do your copings, think of the best place for that coping to go for when you walk in to the door. Okay, right, let's go. We're going to put on our spacers. We've marked out like the first one. We're going to cut it and we're going to put it straight in. We're going to glue it and we're going to brad nail it. And yeah, we've done loads upstairs, so it's all going well. So let's see how we get on, guys. Right, we've got it cut to size. We're just going to be sticking it on with this, guys. And away we go. Don't get this, I really don't like it. Well, that's a good test. We fixed the leak up in the shower, and he said I'd go and test it for 5 minutes. Hour later, it's still running. But the good news is, that's not wet. So I would call that a success. Right. I'll show you what we've done here, guys. It's what we do anyway. We do circles because it'll add a little bit of suction, so when you stick it to the wall, it'll stick better. We've prepared the bottom part of it, we've SBR'd it, we've repaired anything that needed filling, we've filled it, cut away all the loose paper. Just give it every chance to stick, guys, and when we've done this, then we're going to brad nail it. So yeah, let's go. Right, you ready, mate? I'm in. Make sure they're under, that's it, mate. I'll kick the bottom, yeah, not the top. And what you've got to watch for, Sam, is that you're not kicking it into this, because this wall, it's undulating, it's in and out, if that's the right word. And we don't really want the skirting to follow that pattern. We want it to be as straight as possible. It's far better to have the skirting straight, and then we can fill the tops, and later on, if it gets on your nerves that much, I'd just plaster the bloody wall and get it all flat.
Behind the sofa right now.
Yeah, it's behind the sofa. Right, where's that piece of wood, mate, so you can put it at the side to test if it's straight? Yeah, it is. Okay, we're okay. So we've checked, we just laid a piece of wood on the floor, push it up to the skirting, and as long as you ain't got a massive gap there, your skirting's up straight. You know, we could put like little boat levels on it, minions, but there's no point. And there you go, perfect, that'll do. Right, that's that then. Right, so next bit we need to do a coping cut for that one. Coping cut for this one. This one's a bit hard, this one will be easy, won't it? So yeah, come back to us when we've done the cutting. Yeah. Right, we've got the skirting down, it's all clamped, it's all nice and safe, hands free. I've marked it with a little bit of pencil so it gives me a little bit more to see. And here we go. I'm going to be angling this blade. That's good enough, and you see what I mean, it's caved in there, but we'll fill that with some filler. Right, so that's done. Hey? Yeah, we're going to offer it up and just mark the other end and cut it, and that's it, it should go in nice. I'm going to offer it up to this corner now, guys, and you're going to understand what I was on about. Come on, push it in, Sam. Because it's round the corner and you have to come and have a look to see where it is, it kind of gets hidden. That needs to come down a bit, doesn't it? Like, can you come over here, Sam, and push that down? Does it come down? Yeah, it does. There you go, guys. Tiny little bit of filler and we're away. Happy days. So what we're going to do now, just get a pencil and we're going to mark it. Nice and simple, guys. And now is putting a bit of this on the top of the skirting. If you come down there and have a look, guys, you can tell that the wall kicks right in there. Now, I'm not going to push the skirting to the wall. I'd rather have it like that, and we'll have a little bit at the top and we can fill it. Come the other side. I'm rushing now. Oosh. And there you go, guys. And just get your finger. Push that in. Now this is going to sink. So I'm not really too concerned what this looks like. I want to make sure that there's nothing on the skirting, nothing on the walls. There's no lumps and bumps. and I'm happy just doing that, let that do its thing, and then when we come to really start fine tuning the skirting, I'll get some flexible polyfiller in one of these tubes, put it on the top, do the same principle but really hone it in, and it'll come up lovely, guys. Should do anyway. So all I'm going to do now is just run my finger all the way along with a wet sponge. This is thingy though, isn't it? It's not water based, this one. And you see there, guys, look, nothing. There's no mess. It's not on the wall. Now, covering up all the gaps. See this bit here was particularly bad. Just clean it up. Hey? And there we have it, guys. Done. Right. The wood's arrived for the media wall. I'm just going to quickly run through what we've ordered, what I think we need to build this media wall. Like I say, guys, I've never done anything like this before. I try and just be positive and just start and figure it out as we go along. I'm not one of these people that can draw a plan and go to that. I can't start my project and I'll adjust it and whatever. I'll do what it takes. So what we've got here is 40 lengths of C24. It's pressure treated wood. It's 3 metre lengths, so that's 40 of those. We've got some, all these are 8x4s. We've got 9mm MDF. We've got 4 sheets of them. We've got 3 sheets of 18mm, which is a moisture resistance. And we've got 1 sheet, which was double the price of any of the others, of 25mm. Now, I might use them for the tops of the shelves, guys, like once I've built the cupboards underneath, like I might have that 25mm as that, because it's going to be very chunky. And I would say he spent probably about 500 quid. With that order came 3 OSB boards. Like 3 of those, 18mm, so add that to this, I'll just knock off like 60 quid, say. So we've probably spent, with the nails and all that, £450, I would think, like the screws. So I'll let you know, I'll keep an eye on how much we're spending for this media wall, but like this is the bulk of it really. All we're going to do is, once it's all up, we're going to obviously fill it, probably going to router it, put like a bit of an edge on it, prime it and paint it. I don't know if I'm going to be spraying it. I've never sprayed like before in my life apart from fence panels, so we're going to make a decision whether to purchase like a sprayer, like to like get the perfect finish. I don't know. So let's just see how it all turns out. I'm going to show you now, guys, a very, in my head, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Alright, there we go. I say I don't do any drawings, but if you call that a drawing, that's it there, guys. So it's going to receive a fire, what they call these things, the soundbar and the TV. It's going to have like 2 little cupboards either side. I think they're going to be 400mm wide, these doors, I'm not sure. It's not going to be very, we'd like to have got bigger ones, but his telly just grew and grew and grew, and it's massive. It's 75-inch TV guys going in there. It's probably going to come like to the end here, like this. It's going to be massive. The fire is the same width near on, and this soundbar is a little bit smaller, or he might leave it a little bit bigger for future like soundbars or whatever. He's a bit worried that if he buys a soundbar, don't like the sound of it, he might want to get a bigger one, or so he's going to leave this a little bit bigger. But yeah, it's all going to be flush. It's going to be skirting coming up to here, but these are the problems. I can't get my head round how to set these in, because I've got to set the doors back So like they're flush to this wall, so it's all one thing. So obviously I've got to set the cupboards back 18mm, and it's all about this transition of the skirting. Like obviously when the doors are closed it'll look nice, but when you open the doors, like I want it to be I want it to look nice basically. I want it to look like it knows what I'm doing. But we shall see. And that is the plan, guys. Right, laters.